Yes, good morning, boys. Let's start with sums. Yeah, okay. We're going to start with sums for today. We're going to start with tax rate, chapter number 2. Great. We're starting with chapter number 2, people. This is your golden rule number 9, 10, and are we doing 11? No, we're not doing 11. We're not doing AMT and MAT. We are only doing step number 9 and step number 10. Yes, we're going to look at up here. Sorry, okay. We're doing step number 9 and step number 11. Yes, we're looking at what is called as computing tax rate as per normal regime. We're looking at what is computing tax rate as per special regime. Yes, this is your chapter number 2 and chapter number 3 together. Now, I know pretty much you guys are aware about what happens in special tax regime. You are going to give tax rates, but then there are going to be some exemptions and deductions taken away and all those things. We will not be discussing those exemptions and deductions being taken away right now. Yes, because those will be as a part of your other chapters. So as we keep doing your heads of income and everything, we'll be discussing about the special tax rates, special tax deductions and exemptions. What we are going to now focus is only on your tax rates. Yes. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you the tax rates which is there under normal regime. What is the tax rates under special regime? And we're going to try to understand which one is better. Which one is better. As we progress in the subsequent chapters, what I'll do is as and when we keep doing the chapter, I will come and clarify to you that for this section you need to use it for both regimes, or this section you need to use it only for normal regime. You cannot use it for special regime because special regime will take away the benefits. Yes or no? Yes. Now, in all honesty, let me clarify this to you once again. Special regime was designed in the sense that always income in special regime would be higher because they will take away your deductions and exemptions. This year that changed. With the default tax regime in 115 BSc, they started giving more benefits in new regime. So we'll discuss all those things also. Not a part of your topic for today. Today we'll be discussing only about tax rates. Yes or no? Yes. Now there are two ways to do it, people. I can take you back to inter. I'll give you one provision, and for every provision we'll do one sum. Or what I'll do? I'll give you all the provisions and then we'll see how much you understand of your inter. Yes or no? Yes. So let's do all provisions and then we'll see how much inter you remember. Okay. We're going to start with what is called as your individuals. We are eventually going to move to companies, people. At the end of the day, for your exams, the only person who's going to be taxed is companies, but you may have some provisions relating to individuals coming for your exams only to the extent of double taxation. So from an extent of double taxation is what we're going to read this topics. Yes or no? Yes. First thing, we're going to look at what is called as your tax rates for an individual. Now, before we go there itself, the first golden rule which I always tell people to remember is that whenever you're going to start computing taxes, any total income which you have should always be rounded off to the nearest 10. This is your section 288A talking. 288 comes and says whenever you're going to start computing your taxes, you always need to ensure that you round off the income up to the nearest 10. At the same time, whatever tax payable you get should also be rounded off to the nearest 10. So this is 288B. So you have 288A and 288B, which comes and clarifies that your income and your tax payable should be rounded off to the nearest 10. Rahul, optional, mandatory? Mandatory. What if you don't do? It's a clear violation of law. Now, in all practicals, and someone may come and say you that Rahul, it's a violation of law, big deal. It's not going to change the number. It is going to change 1 or 2 rupees. It's not a big deal. You may lose half a mark only. No. Sometimes when an examiner is cranky, he can cut down the whole question itself. Because he will come and say when the approach to the law itself is not right. As a CA, if you're not ready to follow the law, then what is the point of you becoming a CA? Correct, not correct? So please be very careful about this. You need to mandatory ensure that all total income and tax payable is rounded off to the nearest 10. Rahul, will it be given in exam? No, it is not given in exam. It's a silent adjustment. You need to work about it. Yes. Rahul, where is it given in the book? You will find it in the chapter number 2, almost in the end of the chapter. Yes, you have it at the end of the chapter, page number 16. You have section called 288A and section called 288B, which gets rounded off to the nearest 10. Clear enough to go? Yes. Now we are going to start the tax rates of an individual. We're going to start with the tax rates of individual. From the back of your head, people, what are the tax rates? For the first 2.5 lakhs, you're going to pay tax of 0. From 2.5 to 5 lakhs, you're going to pay tax of 5%. From 5 to 10, you're going to pay tax rate of. Okay. You have been done a very old provision. The provisions are as under, people. For the first 2.5 lakhs, the tax rate is 0. From 2.5 to 5 lakhs, the tax rate is 5. From 5 to 10 tax rate is 20. It is 20, and after that it becomes 30. If I have to give you the background, people, if I have to give you the background, the tax rate earlier was 0, 10, 20 and 30. It was 0, 10, 20 and 30, and then somewhere around 2019, 2018 they came and said 10 has now become 5. 10 has now become 5, therefore it became 0, 5, 20 and 30. 0, 5, 20 and 30. Clear enough to go? Yes. So what are the tax rates again, people? It's 0 to 2.5 lakhs it is 0, 2.5 to 5 lakhs it is 5, 5 to 10 it is 20, and after 10 it becomes 30. This is only for a normal individual. This is only for a normal individual. If I find out that you are a resident individual having age 60 years or more in the previous year, yes, the provisions come and say if you are a resident senior citizen having completed 60 years of age at any time during the previous year, then you are eligible for a different deduction. What is the deduction? It is 0 to 3 lakhs 0, 3 to 5 lakhs 5, 5 to 10 it becomes 20, and after 10 it becomes 30. Yes or no? The only thing which changes, 2.5 became 3 everywhere. 2.5 became 3 everywhere. Therefore, you ended up saving a tax of 50,000 at 5%. 50,000 at 5%, which is your 2,500 rupees. Which is your 2,500 rupees. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Third, I came and told you, Rahul, no, if you are a resident individual having completed the age of 80 years at any time during the previous year, then in that case, you will get a benefit of 0 to 5 lakhs at the rate of 0, 5 to 10 lakhs at the rate of 20, and after 10 lakhs it becomes 30. This is what the provisions are. Yes or no? Yes or no? This is under your, which is what we used to earlier call as old regime, but in Finance Act 2023 they came and said no, why should I call it old regime, new regime and all? I want people to choose special regime. So they decided that the special regime will now be called as default regime. The special regime will be called as default regime, and therefore this rates now became alternate regime. Yes or no? Yes. Now from an exam standpoint, how do you understand whether you need to do default regime or alternate regime, people? Any idea? If nothing is given, then do both. Rahul, waste of time, waste of money also, waste of marks also, doesn't matter. It is to be done both. Choose whichever is lower. Obviously beneficial na. Choose whichever is lower. Yes or no? Yes. Rahul, if they come and use the word, the person is paying tax as per section 115 BAC subsection 1A, then you are doing default tax regime. Yes or no? Yes or no? If the question says the person is paying tax by opting out of section 115 BAC subsection 1A, then it is alternate tax regime. If you notice this carefully, both the places it is 1A only. But the provision comes and says if you are opting, then it is default. If you are opting out, it is alternate. In simple words, I am coming and telling Rahul, if the person is to choose, the person will always choose default. If the person has to choose, he will always choose default. But if the person chooses to go out, then it is alternate. In simple words, Rahul, if you don't do anything, income tax will assume you are doing default. If you choose to file a form and inform them that no, I don't want to choose default, then it becomes alternate. Yes or no? Wordings are extremely crucial in exam, people. In both the places, you will see 115 BSc 1A only. It is only about the English which will change. If they say paying tax as per, then it is default. If they say paying tax opting out of, then it is alternate. Yes or no? Apart from that, in exam, they will generally not use the word alternate regime, default regime. They will use this English only. Because it becomes confusing at a certain point of time. Yes or no? Yes. So I am coming and telling that Rahul, if you are going for an alternate tax regime, you have 3 models given to you. One is for normal people, one is for resident senior, one is for resident super senior citizen. Clear to go? Yes. This brings me to your new thing called as default tax regime. The reason I'm telling you is because every year they keep amending it. Yes. Now I don't know which attempt you wrote your exams for and what was the default regime back then. You wrote for 2021, Euro 2021. Yes, in 2020. What? Euro 20. Acha, Euro 22. That time default regime was 0 to. So there was a time when it was called 0 to 2.5, 2.5 to 5, 5 to 7.5, 7.5 to 10, and all those things. 2023 they came and said, you know what, it's becoming complicated. It's becoming complicated, and no one is choosing it also. No one is choosing it also. Therefore, let me make it beneficial. Let me make it beneficial. Last year the rates were as follows. It was called 0 to 3 lakhs, 0, 3 lakhs to 6 lakhs, 5, 6 lakh to 9 lakh, 10, 9 lakhs to 12 lakhs, 15, 12 lakhs to 15 lakhs, 20. After 15 lakhs, it directly became 30. This is what until last year. This is what was until last year. This is what you were paying tax. This is what you were paying tax. If you actually find out till 15 lakhs, you'll get 1,50,000. You'll get 1,50,000. This year they came and said, yes, you know what, the rates are great. The rates are great. It is giving better benefits. But I still want to give a little bit more. I want to give a little bit more. What they decided, they will make the 3 as. One second. They decided that they will make the 6 as 7 lakhs. They'll make the 6 as 7 lakhs, which means here also it became 7 lakhs. Here also it became 7 lakhs. Now what is the provision coming and saying? They're saying, Rahul, for the first 3 lakhs it is 0. 3 lakh to 7 lakhs it is 5%. 7 lakhs to 10 lakhs will become 10%. And then 10 lakhs to 12 lakhs. So what has basically happened is that extra 1 lakh which was there here, where in the 9 to 12, that has been shifted above. That has been shifted above. Yes or no? So here how much tax you were paying first? For that 1 lakh you would have paid 15%. And now you are going to pay for that 1 lakh 5%. You're going to pay 1 lakh 5%, which means you ended up making a savings of 1 lakh for 10%. You made a savings for 1 lakh for 10%, which means you ended up saving tax of 10,000. Ended up saving tax of 10,000, which means where you were earlier paying 1,50,000, now you will end up paying 1,40,000. You will end up paying 1,40,000. The model has become a little complicated right now. Yes, the model now comes and says here it is 3 lakh, here it is 4 lakh, then it is 3 lakh, and then it is 2 lakh, then it is 3 lakh, and then it is above. Then it is above. Earlier everything was incremental 3 lakhs, so life was easier. But they said, why should we make life easy? Let's make it complicated. Let's make it complicated. Therefore, this is what the new regime looks like. This is what the new regime looks like. So what are you doing? You're doing 0 to 3 lakhs, 0. 3 lakhs to 7 lakhs, it is 5. 7 lakhs to 10 lakhs, it is 10. 10 lakhs to 12 lakhs, it is 15. After that, it becomes 12 to 15 of 20, and then directly you move to 30. There is no 25 year people. There is no 25. Please bear that in mind. Yes or no? Yes. At the same time, income tax is also coming and clarifying that Rahul, these rates are applicable to all individuals. All individuals, whether you are a resident or a non-resident, whether you are normal person, senior person, super senior person, I don't care. I don't care. Whoever you are, this is what your rates are. This is what your rates are. Yes or no? Yes or no? Clear till here? Clear till here? Yes. Can we do one question quickly to check? Go forward. Go forward, go forward, go forward. Chapter number 2, question number 1. I hope everyone is carrying calculators and all. Go for it, people. We are doing chapter number 2, question number 1. Camera? You have your red pens and all, no? You all have your red pens, right? Great. I'm going to tear everything, don't worry. Chalega? Yes, question number 1, quickly. Compute tax for Mr. A. Compute tax for Mr. A, born on Compute tax for Mr. A born on 1st April 1965. Compute tax for Mr. A born on 1st April 1965. Living outside India. Living outside India for the last 10 years. Living outside India for the last 10 years. Having a total income of having a total income of 13,45,944. 13,45,944. Full stop. That's all. No questions asked. I want answers. That's all. People get used to your new registers. This is the size of the page which you're going to get for your exam. So if you get practice in that, that'll become easier for you also. Did I tell 45 or 46? Correct, no? 1345944. Okay. Final students sitting and doing topics like inter, wasting 4 hours. Give me answers quickly. நாளைக்கு முடிச்சுறீங்களா? Done, everyone? Done? Give me the numbers. Huh? 109 190 216 280. No, I know numbers are coming. Which day? Archivanda number solo. Which one? 221 224 930. Okay. Next. You change in exam, no? We will see. Yes. Forgetting cess and all is a crime, I tell you. 113,560. Don't worry, don't trust Ishan's answer. He may be wrong also. I want your numbers, people. Quickly, wasting time. Dey, என்ன calculator இல்லாம உட்கார்ந்திருக்க? சுச்சோ. Triple two double three zero. Double 18760. First question, inter-syllabus progress of life, I tell you. First attempt para. Okay, time's up, people. Wasting too much time. What are we doing with this? We are telling that Rahul, my total income is 13,45,940. Hey, before we complete, who and all started without rounding off? Anyone? Strike it off. Strike it off fully. Upar se niche. What are we doing, Rahul? We are doing something called as default tax regime. We are doing something called as alternate tax regime. Yes. Now, Rahul, how does this default tax regime work? We are coming and saying for the first 0 to 3 lakhs, tax rate is 0, therefore tax is 0. Then 3 lakhs to 7 lakhs, tax rate is. Which attempt are you writing for? Okay, just to clarify, people, in case you have asked this question, when you start your exams, the page will be given to you, question paper. Aramichone, first line will come and say, unless and until specified otherwise, all exam questions are going to relate to assessment year 25, 26. Why would I tell you something old provisions? Number is 20,000. Then 7 lakhs to 10 lakhs, number is 30,000. Throw your book, it's okay. 15%, number is same, same 30,000. 12 lakh to 15 lakh, number is 12 lakh to, sorry, okay, So 12 lakh to 15 lakhs, it is 13,45,940. At the rate of 20% will become 29188. Total the numbers 109,188. Since you are having an income of 13 lakhs, there is no rebate, there is no surcharge. You will directly add cess at the rate of 4%. Number becomes 4 cess number. Hey, I asked you to write steps in the book. What are you doing here? 4368.5. No point. Next 1135 556. Next line will come and say rounded off to the nearest 10, therefore 113560. 113560. Yes or no? வரல क्या किया என்ன பண்ண என்ன ஸ்லாப் okay, we are going to alternate regime, people. It is 0 to 2.5 lakhs.
No, it's becoming 60 in the next. Then we should first table 25 will become. No, first table 25. First table 25 is becoming 16.
His age is
60.
Person is the when you start focusing on one thing, there are other questions behind it. Yes, understand, people, when I wrote the question, I came and told you that the person is born on 1st April 1965, but I also came and clarified that the person is living outside India for the last 10 years, which means the person is a non-resident. And I told you the benefits are only granted to a resident senior citizen. You think I'm giving you simple questions or what? Yes, it is 0 to 2.5 lakhs, 0. Therefore, tax rate becomes 0. Then 2.5 lakhs to 5 lakhs, tax rate is 5%, number becomes 12,500. Then 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs will become 20%, therefore 1 lakh. And then 10 lakhs to 13 lakh, 45,940 at the rate of 30%, number becomes 1 0 3 7 8 3. Total the numbers 2162 8 3. Add cess at the rate of 4%, number becomes 8651. Total becomes 224,936, which gets rounded off to 224,940. Somehow Ishan saved himself. Yeah. Put a note on the bottom, people. Put a note on the bottom after the answer. Yeah. If you are expecting that any of my questions are going to be easy, you are in the wrong class. Note, since Mr. A was born on 1st April 1965, since Mr. A was born on 1st April 1965, he has what? He has completed 60 years of age. He has completed 60 years of age as on 31st March 2025. That is what I said. He has completed 60 years of age as on 31st March 2025 and is therefore termed as senior citizen. Full stop, continue. However, since what? Since he is living outside India, since he is living outside India for the last 10 years, he shall be termed as a non-resident. Nowhere in the question it said it's non-resident. You have to clarify that. However, since he is living outside India for the last 10 years, he is termed as a non-resident. And is therefore what? Not eligible for higher basic exemption limit. And is therefore not eligible for the higher basic exemption limit. Yes, people. Yes. Please be careful about the kind of mistakes you're making. It's a good exercise to make mistakes as long as you remember what to do next time. Yes. Great. This is what the tax rates look like for your alternate regime and for your default regime. Any doubts, Celia? Can we go forward? No. Now, Rahul, this is what the tax rates were given for your alternate regime and default regime. But at certain point of time, because income tax was a progressive tax, they also came and said that we need to levy more taxes in case you earn more income, and we need to levy lesser taxes in case you earn lesser income. And thereby came in the concept of rebate and surcharge. Yes. Now, what is the provisions, Rahul? Income tax came and said, see, if you are under alternate regime, I will assume that you are poor. If I am finding out that you are a resident individual having total income up to 5 lakh rupees, having total income up to 5 lakh rupees. How will you be found out as a poor person if you're having a total income up to 5 lakh rupees? In that case, income tax came and told, do one thing, up to 5 lakh rupees, whatever is your tax payable under slab rate model, will become your rebate, Now look at your 5 lakhs, under alternate regime, what will the tax rate be? 12,500. And therefore they came and said, Rahul, you will be granted a rebate under section 87A. You'll be granted a rebate under section 87A. How much you'll be granted? You'll be given actual tax payable or 12,500, whichever is lower. Yes or no? This is what the tax rates are when it comes to resident individual eligible for rebates. Yes or no? On the contrary, they came and said, Rahul, if you are under default tax regime, what are you under? You are under default tax regime. Income tax came and told, I will find you as a poor person if you are a resident individual having total income less than or equal to 7 lakh rupees. Now, understand this very carefully. I am coming and saying that, Rahul, if your income was up to 7 lakh rupees, I would have given you a rebate. Now, last year, what was the tax rates? It was 0 to 3 lakhs. Then 3 lakhs to 6 lakh and then 6 lakh to 7 lakh. Yes or no? 0 to 3 lakhs tax rate was 0. No problem. 3 lakh to 6 lakh tax rate was 5%. Therefore, it was 3 lakh into 5%. 15,000. And then for an extra 1 lakh, it was 10%. Therefore, it was 10,000. Added it up, become 25,000. Yes or no? Yes. So until last year, they came and said, if your income is up to 7 lakhs, I will give you a rebate of 25,000. I'll give you a rebate of 25,000. Current year, what happened? Slab changed. The 7 lakh quota slab moved to the first slab itself. The 7 lakh quota slab moved to first slab itself. So now what happened? You said 0 to 3 lakhs, it is 0. 3 lakh to 7 lakh, it becomes 5%. Number becomes 20,000. Now, in all practical sense, you know that rebate should be granted to the extent of a slab rate tax, which means current year when the tax changed, your slab rebate also should have changed. Yes or no? Somehow, somewhere they missed it out. Blunt blatant error. Provision comes and says, in the current year also, rebate will be eligible for actual tax payable or 25,000, whichever is lower. A blatant mistake from income tax side. They forgot to update the rebate provisions. Where they ended up updating 115 BAC and changing the slab rate model. They forgot to update the rebate provisions, and now they're coming and saying, even though your tax is only 20,000, I will grant you rebate up to 25,000. Makes absolutely no sense. Yes, but it ended up becoming a benefit. Because think about it, Rahul, this rebate is also beneficial in case you are going for special tax rates. So what will happen? In case you are going for special tax rates, you may have a tax of 20% also, 30% also. In that case, you can use this extra 5,000 for adjusting against your special tax rates. Yes or no? Although, is that the intention? Absolutely not. But can you do it now? Definitely yes. Because a blunt mistake. Yes or no? At the same time, income tax also came and clarified that, Rahul, for every person who's going to claim a rebate, you can claim this rebate. Sorry. You can claim this rebate for any taxes except for section 112A. You can claim this on any taxes except for 112A, which means they're coming and clarifying that if you want to claim a rebate, you cannot claim rebate on section 112A. What is 112A? Long-term capital gains. While you may already know the tax rates, I'm clarifying it to you. Long-term capital gains, 112A tax rate is what?
July 23rd July.
Any idea?
In excess of 1 lakh.
They basically came and said for the first 1.25 lakhs, tax rate is 0. For the first 1.25 lakhs, tax rate is 0. For anything excess, ask yourself if it is sold before 23rd July, or it is sold after 23rd July. If it is sold before 23rd July, you will pay 10%, and if it's sold after 23rd July, you will pay 20.5%. You will pay 25%. Please understand, Rahul, till last year, the provisions used to come and say any income above 1 lakh tax rate was 10%, which means people have this misconception that, Rahul, if you are going to have a sale before 23rd July, for that you will only get an exemption of 1 lakh. No. Income tax is very clearly clarified that, Rahul, for any sale happening in the current year, even if it is happening from April to July, you will get an exemption limit of 1.25. You will get an exemption limit of 1.25. So they're simply coming and saying for the first 1.25 taxes 0. After that, anything you will pay 10% on before 23rd July and 12.5 after 23rd July. Please also bear this in mind that the 1.25 is for the whole year. It's for the whole year. It is not April to July separate 1.25 and after July it is separate 1.25. For the whole year it is 1.25. For the whole year it is 1.25. Correct, not correct? Correct, not correct? Hello? Yes or no? Yes or no? This is what the provisions are. Any doubts still here? Any doubts still here? At the same time, income tax also came and clarified that, Rahul, if you're going for rebate, under alternate tax regime, there is nothing called marginal rebate. There is nothing called marginal rebate, whereas under the default tax regime, there is something called marginal rebate. Any idea, people, what is marginal rebate? Understand, if I am under old regime, if my income is up to 5 lakhs, I will get a rebate of 12,500. Imagine if my income is 5 lakh 10 rupees. Imagine if my income is 5 lakh 10 rupees. Question, am I eligible for rebate? Not eligible for rebate. Not eligible for rebate because now I am not a poor person. Now I am a middle class person. So therefore they will ask me to pay tax on full 12,500 plus on the 10 rupees extra tax. Ask yourself a simple question. How much money did I extra earn? 10 rupees. For earning that extra 10 rupees, they're asking me to pay tax of full 12,500. Makes sense? Doesn't make sense? I would rather come and tell what? You take my 10 rupees. I will not pay anything extra. Yes or no? Yes, this is kind of a concept called as marginal relief, which you use under surcharge. But it is not there under rebate. Last year, when the default tax regime was updated, when the people went and they complained to Nirmala ma'am came and said, I will do one thing. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, sorry. So we were discussing about the fact that, understand, if you are under rebate bracket, I'm coming and telling that if you make an income of 5 lakh 10 rupees, alternate tax regime came and said, you know what, I will not consider you as a poor person and therefore no rebate for you, even though you earned only extra 10 rupees. Here is where the change came when they came into default tax regime. Nirmala ma'am came and introduced a provision under default tax regime where she came and said, if you are earning income of 7 lakh rupees, you're eligible for rebate. Assuming you make an income of 7 lakh 10 rupees. Up to 7 lakhs, you would have paid tax of 0. But because your income is 7 lakh 10 rupees, you're now told that you're not eligible for rebate, and therefore I'm expecting you to pay full tax on 20,000 plus the 10 rupees ka tax. Looks justified? Does not look justified. In that case, income tax is coming and telling, do one thing. You surrender the 10 rupees to me. I will waive off all the other taxes. The taxes which I'm waiving off for you is called as marginal rebate. Please bear in mind that this marginal rebate is only there for, not there for alternate tax regime. Are you clear? Yes. Question number 2. Compute tax for Mr. A. Ramanana Portugal. Compute tax for Mr. A, resident. Having a total income of 5 lakh 10,000. If opting for alternate tax regime. Having an income of 5 lakh 10,000 if opting for alternate tax regime, and income of 7 lakh 18,000 and income of 7,18,000 if opting for default tax regime. 7,18,000 if opting for default tax regime. So I'm basically coming and saying the person is trying to compute income. If he computes income for alternate, it is coming as 5,10,000, no? 5,10,000. But if he's going for default regime, it is coming as 7,18,000. Go ahead. Go ahead, find me the taxes. Nothing given, always assume. Nothing given, always assume below 60. I said 5,10,000. People, you can't be struggling with these kind of questions. What are you doing? If you're under alternate tax regime, you'll come and say first 2.5 lakhs tax rate is 0. Then next 2.5 lakhs tax becomes 12,500. 12,500 leaves you with a balance of 10,000 at the rate of 20%. Number becomes 2,000. Therefore, it is 14,500. No eligibility of rebate. No eligibility of rebate, and therefore it becomes add cess at the rate of 4%. Number becomes 580. Total becomes 15,080. 15,080. Yes. On the right side, what is happening for the first 3 lakhs? Tax becomes 0. For the next 4 lakhs, tax becomes 20,000. For the balance 18,000 at the rate of 10%, number becomes 1,800. Therefore, total tax is 21,800. Total tax is 21,800. Yes or no? Yes. Now, this is what I would have paid if my income was 7,18,000. If my income was 7 lakhs, I would have paid tax of 0. I would have paid tax of 0. So my incremental tax is 21,800. My incremental tax is 21,800, whereas my incremental income is 18,000. For earning an income of 18,000, you are asking me to pay 21,800. Will I like to pay? No, I will come and say, do one thing. You keep 18,000. I don't want the extra. I don't want the extra, which means how much am I asking for reduction? 3,800 I'm asking for reduction, which becomes my marginal rebate. So I will come and say less marginal rebate. Less marginal rebate. How do you get less marginal rebate, Rahul? It is excess of tax minus excess of income. Excess of tax minus excess of income. My excess of tax is 21,800. My excess of income is 18,000. Therefore, the differential becomes
3,800.
3,800. Therefore, my tax is 18,000. If you check what has happened, you earned extra money of 18,000. You gave off the full 18,000. You gave off the full 18,000. On this, you'll add a cess of 4%. Number becomes 540. Correct, no? 720, huh? 720, leaving you with a tax of 18,720. Leaving you with a tax of 18,720. Good enough? Good enough? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. This is what your tax rates are when it comes to rebate bracket. Any doubts still here? Can we go forward? Can we go forward? Yes. Question number 3. Question number 3. Taxes for Mr. A. Compute taxes for Mr. A. Compute taxes for Mr. A having the following incomes. Compute taxes for Mr. A having the following incomes. Now, people, I am not going to clarify anything, whether it is default, alternate, resident, non-resident. If nothing is clarified, what are the assumptions? You are going resident and under 60 years, and then you have to make a choice whether it's alternate or default. You have to make a choice whether it's alternate or default, whichever is beneficial to you. Yes, I am saying Mr. A having following incomes, normal PGBP, just say PGBP, simple. PGBP, 12 lakhs. PGBP, 12 lakhs. LTCG under section 112A. LTCG under section 112A within brackets before 23rd July. Within brackets before 23rd July, 2,50,000. 2,50,000. Next, LTCG under section 112A. What did I say? 50. 2,50,000. Yes. Then LTCG under section 112A after 23rd July. After 23rd July, 4 lakh rupees. After 23rd July, 4 lakh rupees. Full stop. 4 lakh. That's all is the question. You have a PGBP of 12 lakhs. You have an LTCG before 23rd July of 2,50,000 and after 23rd July of 4 lakhs. Okay, you can't waste so much time. Give me an answer. Numbers, people, numbers quickly. Default 148, 200, alternate 2, 23, 600. Okay. Which one? 144, 960. Alternate. You are not convinced, no? तुम भी कन्विंस नहीं हो तो हम लोग क्या कन्विंस होंगे? नहीं, I'm telling you. You can't spend so much time on a simple question like this, people. Okay, time's up. Time's up. What do you do? 2, 4.
0, 144,950.
Round of difference, I'm assuming. No? Done, everyone? Yes? Check. Let's check. See, first thing which you understand is, if you notice, the special regime tax rates are not going to change when it is default or alternate. So it's going to remain the same. So it is better to always find out what is the tax rate for PGBP separately. So let's quickly find out. If I'm going to do my default tax regime for the first 12 lakhs, what will happen? I will come and say for the 10 lakhs it is 1,12,500. Acha, sorry. And for the balance 2 lakhs at the rate of 30%, I will get 60,000. Correct. I'm moving to my default regime. What am I going to say? I'm going to say 0 to 3 lakhs it is 0. 3 lakhs to 7 lakhs it is 20,000. 7 lakhs to 10 lakhs it becomes 30,000. Then 10 lakhs to 12 lakhs will be at the rate of 5, 10, 15%, which means 30,000. So which means my tax is 80,000. This one will become 1,72,500. Now, a smart person would like to make their choice here itself. Because it doesn't matter after this. After this, you're only going to add your LTCG. Yes or no? It doesn't make sense that you put your LTCG numbers in both the places, then compute full tax, then compute cess and everything, then give a decision. I can at this stage itself come and say it looks more beneficial to go for default tax regime. Yes. So I'm going to stop my discussion here itself. I'm going to come and say I'm not doing alternate anymore. I'm only doing default tax regime. Yes. Now in my default tax regime, what is pending, Rahul? I need to put tax on 112A, which is before 23rd July and after 23rd July. Yes. So I'm going to add my 112A before 23rd July. How much is my income? 2,50,000 at the rate of 10%. Number becomes 25,000. becomes 25,000. For those who are staring at my face, Rahul, 1.25 lakhs you can give deduction, no? Can you do it for after 23rd July? Is the question now. Yes, understand, I'm coming and saying the first 2.5 lakhs will become not taxable, and after that the numbers will become taxable at 10% and 12.5%. When I'm saying the first 1.25 lakhs, is the assumption that you have to give it on FIFO basis? Is the assumption that you have to give it on FIFO basis, or can you choose to go whichever is beneficial? Where is it given? Understand, people, when it is not given in the act, it means the act is ambiguous. It means the act is ambiguous, and here is where comes in the Supreme Court decision of India, which comes and says when a law is ambiguous and there is no clarity to the law, you can choose whichever is beneficial to the taxpayer. Understand, the act does not come and say the first 2.5 lakhs is exempt. It just says total income in excess of 1.25 lakhs is taxable at 10% or 12.5%. It doesn't come and say 1.25 lakhs should be pertaining to the prior period or the post period. And therefore you are permitted to do whichever is beneficial. You're permitted to do whichever is beneficial. Now use your head carefully. You will realize that, Rahul, it is beneficial for me to give the 1.25 lakhs post 23rd July because the tax rate is jumping from 10 to 12.5. So the lesser you give in the post July, you will get more benefits. You'll give more benefits. Correct, not correct? So I will not allocate any of the 1.25 lakhs to my prior. I will only allocate it to my post. I will only allocate it to my post, which means what I'm doing, I'm coming and saying, Rahul, if it is 112A post 23rd July, then it will be taxable for 4 lakhs minus 1.25 lakhs at the rate of 12.5%, at the rate of 12.5%, giving you an answer of 34,375. Add the numbers. 59,375. Now you know your special tax, you also know your normal tax. You can add both. Your total tax becomes 139,375, on which you will include your cess at the rate of 4%. Number is 5575, giving you a total of 144,950. You did not do it? There is no round off to be done. Everything is in round off only. Yes, this is what your answer will look like. You will get 144,950. 144,950. Any doubts still here? Clear enough? Can you go back to your concept guides, people? Page number 15. You see a space here? Yes. If you can put out a sticky note, you can put out a sticky note here. Put out a sticky note here which can come and read what? Always try to adjust. Put out a sticky note. You can come and say always try to adjust. Always try to adjust. ஏண்டா எல்லா இடத்துலயும் போய் கேட்டுதான் வாங்குவியா? ஆபீஸ் ஸ்டேஷனரியில கொடுக்க மாட்டாங்களா? Always try to adjust 1.25 lakhs. Always try to adjust the 1.25 lakhs against. Always try to adjust 1.25 lakhs against LTCG post 23rd July. Against LTCG post 23rd July first. Against LTCG post 23rd July first, in order to get the most beneficial taxes. In order to get the most beneficial taxes. People, in all honesty, this is the only attempt which will happen. Yes, this is the only assessment year where you will have all the shenanigans, because after this assessment year, this is not important. After that, it all becomes 12.5 only. So this is the only one attempt which they can ask you. Yes, this is the only one attempt where they can ask you. So therefore, let's be careful about it. Yes, all these things come in final only. Yes, they will not test you in inter. These things pakka they'll pick up in finals only, and they'll come and say you should look at as a practical person and you should find out the right answers and all those things. So let's be careful about it also. Clear enough to go? Clear enough to go? Not, I wouldn't expect it as such, but yeah, it may. It comes mostly for MCQs. Yes, comes normally in MCQs. These kind of questions will come in MCQs where you won't even expect it. Yes, out of the blue, one MCQ question will come and they'll have both the answers before and after, and then you'll start bugging about it. Because unfortunately, both the answers will be given. Yes, you'll have an answer where they will use this 1.25 lakhs against post also, against pre also. And they'll come and say, now tell me what do you want to do? And you will start bugging about it. Rahul, both the answers look right. Now what to do? I don't know. Yes, the problem is it's only for 1 mark, but you'll sit and waste time on life. Yes, let's be careful about it. Clear? 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 Question number 4. Question number 4. Question number 4. Compute tax on Mr. A. Compute tax on Mr. A. Having total income as follows. Compute tax on Mr. A having total income as follows. PGBP. PGBP 2,80,000. PGBP is 2,80,000. LTCG under section 112A. LTCG under section 112A within bracket pre 23rd July. Within bracket pre 23rd July 2,40,000. 2,40,000. And then LTCG under section 112A post 23rd July. LTCG under section 112A post 23rd July 1,20,000. Post 23rd July 1,20,000. Next line. Assume the person has decided to opt out of default tax regime. Hey, no, sorry. Assume the person has decided to opt into default tax regime. Keep it to yourself, people. Answer your own questions. Assume the person has decided to opt into default tax regime. You have exactly 1 minute. What are the numbers? Pre 23rd July is 2,40,000, 1,20,000. $22,360, 27,040, 2,440. Don't get convinced. $1,20,000. Hey, don't do it. Number नहीं आ रहा. You never know if they are wrong. No, why do you trust them? 20? 440. Okay. तिशा का नंबर चलेगा, आप और मैं ज्यादा पे कर देंगे. इट्स ओके. नंबर क्या चलेगा? मेरे को सिर्फ लिखना है, मेरे को नंबर खाली लिखना है. चलेगा. टैक्स ही 0 आ रहा है. अच्छा. डे इर्रा 22360. So your answer is this one is not there. 0 आ रहा है ना. चलेगा. मोनिका नंबर्स பண்ண முடியல. புரியல. You missed out? People, you are opting for default tax regime. The first and the important thing when you opt for default tax regime is always to total. Is always to total. If you total, you will find out that the person is having an income of 6 lakh. The total ra. So your income is coming as 6 lakh 40, which means you are a poor person. You are a poor person. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. Now, with the person being a poor person, the first thing which I need to do is I need to compute tax on special tax regime separately and normal tax rates separately. Yes or no? Yes. Now, the question is, Rahul, I have special tax of 112A pre and post. I will always give 1.25 lakhs first to post. Therefore, if I'm giving 1.25 lakhs to post, the 120 becomes 0. The 120 becomes 0, leaving you with an extra 5,000 here. So, which means it will become 2,35,000 at the rate of 10%. Number becomes 23,500. Correct? 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 No. Huh? Means you don't have to opt for default tax regime. You are always in default. You have to opt out. Yeah. I don't understand. What is the interpretation? I don't understand. Why don't you have an option?
He's saying there is no need to opt for a default regime when it is already default.
See, when you say opt-in, it does not really mean that you have to inform someone and opt-in. It's like you have decided that you want to opt-in. That's what I meant. Right? Basically, you have to do default tax regime. That's what the idea is. Clear enough? Yes. Now, the point is this number is wrong. This number is wrong. Can anyone tell me why? Understand, in your normal tax rates, you have an income of only 2,80,000, whereas your basic exemption limit is 3 lakh rupees. Whereas your basic exemption limit is 3 lakh. For those who would have done it in properly in inter, there was something called as unexhausted basic exemption limit, which comes and clarifies that if your basic exemption limit is not utilized by the normal tax rates, you can use special tax incomes to adjust against your normal tax incomes. You can use your special tax incomes to adjust against the normal tax incomes only to the extent of your basic exemption limit. Only to the extent of your basic exemption limit. In my class, I always call it as Kaju Katli. Yes, this is your Kaju Katli example, where if you are going to have Kaju Katli pending, you can use it against your LTCGs. What is Kaju Katli and all? We'll discuss when we do capital gains. Right now, the point is you can adjust this extra 20,000 against normal tax regime. So you don't have to offer 2,35,000 completely. You can only offer 2,15,000 at the rate of 10%, and therefore number becomes 21,500. 21,500 will come as your tax rates. Yes. Now under normal tax, your tax is 0. Under normal tax, your tax is 0 because you had a 2,80,000 ka PGBP plus an additional 20,000 ka 112A. plus an additional 20,000 का 112A. Yes or no? Yes. That leaves you with only tax of 21,500. जिसके लिए Tisha has given a rebate of 21,500. Rebate is not eligible for 112A. You are not eligible for any rebate on 112A. Therefore, your tax becomes 21,500. Adding a cess on that, you get number 860. Taxing it at 20 to 360. Taxing it at 22,360. Clear?
Only when there is option.
Clear? Clear, Monica? Make sense?
So what kind of income we can set up?
Anything. Any capital gains. Any capital gains. You can only set off only capital gains. You cannot set off anything else. We'll discuss. When we do capital gains, we'll discuss it once again. Clear enough, people? Yes, please be very careful about it. There are two things in this concept. One is that if you have unexhausted basic exemption limit, you can utilize it against capital gains. You can utilize against capital gains. Second is that if you are going to have a rebate, you can only claim rebate on any income other than 112A. Any income other than 112A. Clear enough to go? Clear enough to go? Yes. Now, since I am already there in the rebate, let me also clarify this one thing. Normally, if you read the Income Tax Act comes and clarifies that rebate can be adjusted against any taxes other than 112A. Other than 112A. Unfortunately, for assessment year 23-24, when the return of incomes were being filed, somehow something went wrong in the income tax forms. For those people who had incomes under STCG also. Can you claim rebate? Answer is yes. But somehow what happened is income tax return denied that. Income tax return came and said, I will only grant you rebate to the extent of your normal incomes. I will only grant you rebate to the extent of normal incomes. And they came and denied the tax rebate on STCG. No reasons why. Just like that they did it. And that too they did it in the middle of the period. It's like when the whole return was open, for the first month they allowed rebate, and then suddenly one update came, and after the update they denied all the rebate. People went and they filed complaints. They wrote to that CPC at incometax.gov.in and everything, and they told, why exactly are you not giving me rebate? Comedy, what happened? Income tax return was prepared in such a way that if you opt for alternate regime, you will get rebate. But you opt for default regime, you will not get rebate. So somehow income tax return is now made an assumption that if you opt for default tax regime, you can only claim rebate on normal incomes. You cannot claim rebate on anything else. So people wrote a mail and they asked income tax CPC, why exactly are you not giving me rebate under default regime? CPC wrote a mail back. As discussed by our higher officials, the interpretation of the Income Tax Act clarifies that you are not eligible to claim rebate on any income other than normal incomes. Therefore, you are required to proceed accordingly. Full stop. Reply sent. We wrote a mail back. Dear sir, as per income tax provisions, only 112A is not eligible for rebate, and that is what is extremely explicitly clarified. Further, this update has only been made after this date. Prior to this date, you were eligible for claiming rebate. What exactly went wrong? There is no such notification coming from Nirmala ma'am as well. There is no circular, there is no notification. Does an income tax form have an authority to update the act? Does an income tax form have an authority to update an act? Because please understand, income tax form is released by CBDT under income tax rules, which means now income tax rules is trying to supersede income tax act. Allowed, not allowed? Not allowed. They wrote a mail back. Resolution came back. As discussed by our higher officials, it has been clarified that there is no rebate eligible for special tax rates under default tax regime. Therefore, you are requested to proceed accordingly. You raised a grievance and you said, no, why should I pay that extra tax? So you raised a grievance, you came and said, this has to be reversed. Please bring back rebate for STCG. Resolution came back, comes and says, as discussed by higher officials, the tax rate is not eligible for special tax regime. Therefore, you are requested to proceed accordingly. Here is where the question is, people. Today, as per Income Tax Act, are you eligible to claim rebate on STCG? Yes, you are eligible to claim, because there is only one explicit provision under Income Tax Act which comes and clarifies that rebate is not eligible only for 112A. Only for 112A. It is eligible for everything else. Therefore, you are permitted to claim rebate on 111A, 112 also. 112 also. You cannot just like that come and say new regime, it will suddenly become not eligible. The weird logic which they gave is that they are coming and saying in 115 BSc, it starts with the provision saying notwithstanding anything contained in the act. It starts with the provision saying notwithstanding anything contained in the act, which means 115 BSc has become superior section. Because it has become superior section, you have to give tax as per 115 BSc. Therefore, the interpretation by the CPC is that you will not be eligible for rebate. Ask yourself a simple question. The notwithstanding which is given in 115 BSc is only to the extent of normal income. Correct, not correct? The interpretation of 115 BSc is only to the extent of normal income. Do they anything come and talk about special incomes? No. The only thing which is clarified in 115 BSc is that they come and say for all incomes which are taxable under chapter 12 will be taxed accordingly. So they are itself coming and clarifying that chapter 12 will work as it is. In the same section, they are also coming and clarifying that for the purpose of rebate, rebate will be 25,000 or actual tax payable, whichever is lower. Now, when you use the word actual tax payable, are you saying actual tax payable as per normal, as per special, as per both? As per both only. Correct, not correct? At any point of time, does the section come and say actual tax payable means actual tax payable as per normal? No. It just simply comes and says actual tax payable, which means you have to consider both. Agreed, not agreed? Yes or no? Yes. You cannot make suddenly weird assumptions just because you start with the word notwithstanding. It does not give you extraordinary powers to do things. Yes or no? Apni pata, if you check 112A also, it starts with notwithstanding only. Because there also it comes and says notwithstanding anything contained in the provision, when the person has a long-term capital gains, it will be taxed at 12.5%. So which means now that is also superior. This is also superior. Correct, not correct? This is still open for discussions, people. As of now, all income tax returns of assessment year 23-24 have been processed without granting rebate. If you opt for default, if you opt for old tax regime, they'll give it to you. But if you opt for new tax regime, they will not give it to you. So all returns have right now been processed, even if the return was filed at 1 month before. Even if the return was filed before that 1 month, they are suddenly now passing 143.1. And in that 143.1, they are coming and saying, no, I cannot give you refund. Because rebate is not eligible. People are just now starting to file appeals. And therefore there is no clear answer on this right now. As of now, as much as I have seen ICI study material, it is not launched for you people. Yes, finals level it is not launched, but inter-level book is launched. And in the inter-level book also, they have not given any interpretations. In the inter-level book also, they have come and clarified rebate is 25,000 full stop. They have not come and told anything about not being eligible for STCG, which means ICI will not test you on these questions. Let me rephrase it. ICI should ideally not test you on these questions. Okay, because this is subject to interpretation and you don't even know the right answer. Yes, as of now, I'm just clarifying this to you. It is not there in the act, so I'm not telling it to you on the book also. In my book, you will not find it, but as a practical logic, if you see someone coming up with a return and coming and saying, Rahul, my income is less than 7 lakhs, therefore I should have paid no tax, but you're suddenly seeing a tax payable, it is only because of the fact that the person has claimed rebate for special incomes, which is being denied. Please feel free to go to the person and give him an opinion saying that it is eligible, therefore he can file an appeal, go for a proceedings and therefore win the case. You will be able to win the case because there is no such provision in the law. When there is no explicit provision in the law which denies rebate, you are eligible for rebate, you should be able to claim it. Are you clear? Any doubts? No? Just for your reference, people, not important from exam perspective. Good to go? Yes, this is your provisions on rebates. Any doubts? Can we go forward? Yes. Now, Rahul, I'm coming back to the same provisions. We discussed about an individual and we came and clarified that if you are an individual, you have normal tax rates. Then you have to decide whether you are rich or poor. If you are poor, then it is something called as rebate. then it is something called as rebate. But if you are rich, you are now going to be liable for something called as surcharge. You're going to be liable for something called as surcharge, where income tax comes and says that, Rahul, if you are a rich person, you will now have to pay something called as surcharge. For me to give you a better understanding, surcharge is nothing but a tax on tax. Surcharge is nothing but a tax on tax. Now, if you understand this carefully, I came and told you article number 265 gives you the powers to levy tax. But does article 265 give you the same powers to levy tax on tax? Does article 265 give you the powers to levy tax on tax? Answer is no. 265 comes and says you can levy tax. Which is where the question comes, Rahul. Now the person is planning to levy surcharge, and therefore that also has to be constitutionally approved. Yes or no? For which there is an article number 271. Which comes and clarifies that when a person is being liable for taxes, he can also be levied something called as surtax. Which is nothing but tax on tax. What I'm trying to clarify to you people is that surcharge is also constitutionally valid, because it is there in the Constitution of India itself. As well. You will come and ask me, then Rahul, for rebate also there should be some constitution validation. No. When surcharge is being constitutionally made valid, then rebate also should be constitutionally valid. Agreed, not agreed? Not required, because rebate is reducing taxes. It is not levying taxes. For levying taxes, you need to have powers. For reducing taxes, you don't need to have powers. Correct, not correct? That is why, if you notice, rebate will be a part of Income Tax Act itself. It will be a part of Section 87A. Whereas surcharge will be a part of Finance Act. It will not be notified in the Income Tax Act. It will be notified in the Finance Act. Why is it being notified in the Finance Act? Because everything which has constitution validation has to be given by an article of constitution. So whatever is put in the Finance Act, they will split it off. To the extent of the tax rates, they will be constitutionally made valid by 265. To the extent of surcharge, they will be made constitutionally valid by 271. Clear enough? It is not there in your syllabus, people, but I'm just clarifying it to you. Can we go? Income tax comes and says, Rahul, if you are liable for being rich, then you are liable to also pay something called as surcharge. How does it work, Rahul? You have again two. One is called as default tax regime, one is called as alternate tax regime. Income tax comes and says, if you are under alternate tax regime, I will find you as a rich person if your income is more than 50 lakhs. But is less than 1 crore. In which case, I will ask you to pay a surcharge of 10%. Rahul, 10% of what? 10% of basic tax. It is 10% of your basic tax. It is not 10% of your income. It is 10% of your basic tax. Yes or no? Rahul, if your income is more than 1 crore but less than or equal to 2 crores, income tax comes and says your percentage is 15%. If your income is more than 2 crores but less than or equal to 5 crores, income tax says it is 25%. And if it is more than 5 crores, then income tax says it is 37%. These are your surcharges. Please note that all the percentage given is percentage of basic tax. Clear enough to go? Yes. If you come on the left side, income tax says, Rahul, whatever you wrote on the right side, same copy paste, which means it will be more than 50 lakhs up to 1 crore 10%. After 1 crore up to 2 crores, it is 15%. After 2 crores, it is 25%. Extra benefit given under default tax regime comes and clarifies that you are not having a surcharge rate of 37%. You only have a surcharge up to a maximum of 25. This is what the provisions come and say. Clear enough? Yes. In this, let me also clarify to you that the rates which you see here called 25 and 37 in income tax are referred to as no idea? It's called as enhanced surcharge. The background is very simple, people. Up to 2018, there was only two surcharges. It was 10 or 15. It was 10 or 15. After 1 crore, everything was 15. After 1 crore, everything was 15. In 2019, when the budget was being passed, the interim budget was being passed, Nirmala ma'am came and said, I want to become the Robin Hood of India. I want to become the Robin Hood of India. I want to get more money from rich. I want to get more money from rich, and therefore she introduced two additional surcharges called 25 and 37. This was introduced in 2019. This was introduced in 2019, and therefore in 2019 they come and clarified this as enhanced surcharge. They came and clarified this as enhanced surcharge. Correct, not correct? Correct, not correct? Now, in 2019, when this enhanced surcharge was being notified, people became very fed up, and people were extremely angry. People were extremely angry. They came and said, what the hell? Why should I even start earning money in India now? Because the more I'm earning from India, the more they're asking me for tax. The more they're asking me for tax. So what happened? They came and said, going forward, I'll stop investing itself. I will stop investing itself. And therefore, market crashed. Therefore, market crashed. Final budget came in. After final budget, they realized, oh no, we have made a big mistake. We made a big mistake because now recession has started. Market has crashed. Market has crashed. Suddenly, what happened in 2019? In October, they passed an ordinance. They passed an ordinance where they came and said, you know what, if I don't correct my mistake right now, income tax will fall, India will fall. Income tax will fall and India will fall. Therefore, in 2019 ordinance, they came back and they said the surcharge of enhancement, I don't want it to levy on everything. I don't want to levy it on everything. I will do one thing. I will come and say, Rahul, this enhanced surcharge will not apply on my investment incomes. Will not apply on my investment incomes. What do you mean by investment incomes, people? Capital gains from share market. Capital gains from share market, which is 112A and 111A. So what happened is they came and said, Rahul, enhanced surcharge will not be applicable on 112A and 111A. 112A and 111A. This is what happened in 2019. This is what happened in 2019. Now, at this point of time, what was happening is I was coming and telling, if you earn income from share market, then I will not levy enhanced surcharge. Hey, understand, people, when I say I will not levy enhanced surcharge, it does not mean that I will not levy surcharge. It means I will levy maximum 15% on you. I will levy maximum 15% on you. I cannot levy 25 and 37. I cannot levy 25 and 37. Correct, not correct? Correct, not correct? Yes. Now, after 2019 and 2021, what happened is they came and said, boss, I know share market income also has one more income which I am going to start making taxable. Which is dividends. So what happened is in 2021 they came and said dividends has now become taxable. And technically dividends is also share market income. So they came and said it will not be levied on dividends also. It will not be levied on dividends also. Yes or no? Yes. Then came in 2022. Where in 2022 what happened? Nirmala ma'am came and said, see, capital gains, there are 4 capital gains. 112A, 111A, 112 others. 112 and others. Others has no problem because it is a part of slab. In the balance 3, 112A, 111A and 112, 2 are notified as not applicable. Pavam, 112 is feeling bad. Let me not make him feel bad. I don't want him to become the child which is excluded from the family. Therefore, Nirmala ma'am in 2023 came and said, you know what, let's do one thing. We will also include 112. The provision now got modified to such an extent where they now came and clarified that when you have an enhanced surcharge, the enhanced surcharge will not apply on 4 incomes, 112A, 111A, dividend income and 112. For all these 4 incomes, the maximum surcharge which you can levy is 15%. For all the other incomes, you can levy 25, 37 also. Correct, not correct? Yes. Now I'm going to give you some examples. You are going to tell me what is the surcharge rate. You tell me what is the surcharge rate. I am coming and saying, Rahul, there is a person who is earning PGBP income of 10 lakhs. He has a 112 of 20 lakhs and 112A of 40 lakhs. Individual item, I want what is the surcharge rate. Individual item, PGBP, surcharge rate is 10. 112 surcharge rate is 10. 112A surcharge rate is 10. Why, Rahul? Why, Rahul? Understand, I always told you that when you're given different incomes, always total first. Always total first. If I'm totaling this number is 70 lakhs. Question to you. If my total income is 70 lakhs, I am falling within the surcharge bracket of 10%. I'm falling within the surcharge bracket of 10%. Am I in the normal surcharge bracket or am I in the enhanced surcharge bracket? I'm in the normal surcharge bracket. If I'm in the normal surcharge bracket, is the exception applicable to you? Is the exception applicable to you? No. Therefore, I will take everything as 10. Therefore, I will take everything as 10. Agreed. Agreed. I'm coming and saying, Rahul, my PGBP income is 1 crore. My capital gains is, correct, Dana, 50 lakhs. And 112A is 20 lakhs. And 112A is 20 lakhs. What is my surcharge rate? For PGBP, 15. For 112, 15. For 112A, 15. Why, Rahul? Because my total income is 1 crore 70 lakhs. If my total income itself is 1 crore 70 lakhs, my maximum surcharge itself is 15. Am I in the enhanced bracket? Am I in the enhanced bracket? No. If I'm not in the enhanced bracket, do I have to pay that surcharge? No, I don't have to pay that surcharge. Correct, not correct? Correct, not correct? I am coming and saying, Rahul, my PGBP income is 1 crore 50. My PGBP income is 1 crore 50. My 112 is 50 lakhs. And my 112A is 20 lakhs. My 112 is 20 lakhs. Now, always what will you do first? Total. My total is 2 crore 20. Hey, ask yourself, Rahul, the moment the income becomes 2 crore 20, the surcharge on the income becomes 25. The surcharge on the income becomes 25. The moment the surcharge becomes 25, you are now liable for enhanced surcharge. The moment there is enhanced surcharge, I came and told you 4 incomes will not get surcharge. Will not get surcharge of 25 and 37. Will not get surcharge of 25 and 37. 112A, 112 dividend income and 111A. Look at the incomes. Tell me which of the 4 items are covered. Last 2 are covered. For the last 2, I cannot levy surcharge of 25. I can only levy surcharge of, which means these 2 become 15. These 2 become 15. Correct, not correct? Correct, not correct? This brings me to the question on PGBP. Now PGBP surcharge will become, PGBP surcharge will become, will become. Ask yourself a question. If I say 25, what is my PGBP income standalone basis? 1 crore 50. On a standalone basis, had I not earned the other 2 incomes, my surcharge would have been 15. My surcharge would have been 15, which means I am being asked to go to 25. I am being asked to go to 25 only because of special incomes. Will I be okay? Will I be okay? As an investor, when I went to Nirmala ma'am, I came and told, ma'am, I don't want 2537. I don't want 2537 because that is my enhanced surcharge. Why is it causing me problems? Why is it causing me problems? And Nirmala ma'am promised me that she will not let the special incomes cause a problem for my taxes. Now, because of that special income, my income is causing problem because you are asking me to pay 25. Am I okay to pay 25? No. Income tax came and said, boss, if it is a scenario like this, revert back to 15. Don't go for 25. Because understand, I am being asked to pay 25 only because of my special incomes. Had these not been there, I would have been only at 15. So therefore, I will only pay 15. I will not go beyond 25. I will not go for 25. Correct, not correct? Correct. I am giving you another example. I am coming and saying, Rahul, my PGBP is 4 crore 50 lakhs. My LTCG 112 is 50 lakhs and my 112 is 20 lakhs. My total income becomes 5 crore 20 lakhs. Rahul, if I look at my total income, my total is the numbers correct? One more zero, no? One more zero. Something. Point is, my income is 5 crore 20 lakhs. If I look at my income, My income is 5 crore 20, which means I'm liable for surcharge of 37%. The moment I know my income is liable for surcharge of 37, I will come and say, okay, hold back. Whatever is my special income will become taxable for 15. So I will go automatically and I'll come and say this becomes 15, this becomes 15. This leaves me with my normal income. This leaves me with my normal income. Now, if I look at my total income, the income becomes 37. But I will come and say, boss, why the hell should I pay 37? Because if you ignore my special incomes, my income is only 4 crore 50, which falls within the bracket of 2 to 5, which falls within the bracket of 2 to 5 and is liable only for 25. I am only ready to pay 25. I am only ready to pay 25. Correct, not correct? Which means this moves to 25%. This moves to 25%. Are you clear? Yes. Are you clear? Yes. If I come and tell you, Rahul, my PGBP income was 5 crore 30. My PGBP was 5 crore 30. My normals, my specials are 50 lakhs and my other special is 20 lakhs. Now tell me what is happening. 6 crore. Exactly, yeah. My income becomes 6 crores. The moment my income is 6 crores, I will come and say I'm liable for 37. But I will not be liable for 37 on my special incomes, which means my special becomes 15. My special becomes 15. The moment my special becomes 15, I will go to my normals and I will ask my normal, tell me normal, how much are you earning? And you're telling my normal itself is earning 5 crore 30, which is falling between the slab of 5 and above. Therefore, the surcharge will become, therefore, the tax will also become 37. Therefore, the tax will become 37. Correct, not correct? Correct, not correct? Hey, if I have to put it in a simple English to you, I will come and say, do one thing. Always look at your total income. Always look at your total income. If you find that your total income is up to 2 crores, if you find that your total income is up to 2 crores, will you ever be liable for enhanced surcharge? Will you ever be liable for enhanced surcharge? No. In that case, do you have to worry about splitting? Do you have to be worried about splitting? No, you don't have to worry about splitting. You can take everything together and look 10 on 15. Look at 10 or 15. But if you tell me that my total income goes beyond 2 crores, you are now liable for enhanced surcharge. In which case, I will take my special income and tax it at the rate of 15%. And I will look at my other income on a standalone basis. I will look at my other income on a standalone basis. On a standalone basis, if it is less than 2 crores, I will levy 15. If it is more than 2 crores, I will levy 25. And if it is more than 5 crores, I will levy 37. Correct, not correct? Correct, not correct? Now, for those who have learnt it in your inter, you would have learnt it like this. They would come and say, if the total income, including 112A, 112, 111A and the dividend is more than 50 lakhs, but less than 1 crore, it is 10%. If the total income including this is more than 1 crore but less than 2 crores, it is 15. If the total income excluding 112A is more than 2 crores but less than 5 crores, it is 25. And if the total income excluding so much is greater than 5 crores, it is 37. For any of these scenarios, 112A, 112, 111A, special dividend will become taxable for 15. Will become taxable for 15. This is how income tax reads it. This is how income tax reads it. For the first two line, it will show including. For the next two line, it will show excluding. What does it mean, people? What does it mean? Why is it suddenly changing from including to excluding? So they're coming and saying, until 2 crores, don't worry. You take everything. You take everything. After 2 crores, what will you do? You will split. You will split. Special will become 15. Others, you look standalone. Others, you look standalone. If it goes more than 2 crores, you will do 25. If it goes more than 5 crores, you'll do 37. If not, it will be remaining at 15. It will be remaining at 15. Clear enough? Clear enough? Sure? Sure? Okay. Let's check. I'll give you scenarios. You are going to tell me the surcharge rate. Yes? The heading is on the top, people. Understand, I am giving you cases. The left side is specified income. Specified income means 112A, 112, 111A, dividend income. Yes, so I am coming and saying this is my specified income, that is my other income, total is given on the right side. Total is given on the right side. Now you are going to do what? You are going to tell me what is the surcharge for specified, what is the surcharge for others. The moment you do that, automatically the last one will come. Automatically the last one will come. Correct, not correct? Correct. Yes. Understand, all the numbers given here are in lakhs. The numbers given here are in lakhs. Yes. Case scenario number 1. I am coming and saying, Rahul, my special income is 15 lakhs. My other income is 25 lakhs. My total income is 40 lakhs. Rahul, if my income is 40 lakhs, I will split, not split. Not split. I will not split. I will look at together. If I am looking at together, it falls between 0 to 50. Surcharge becomes for both. You understand what I'm doing? This is what you have to do with me. This is what you have to do with me. I'm looking at case scenario number 2. My special is 15. My other is 75. My total is 90. My total income is 90 lakhs. I will split, not split. Not split. If I'm not splitting, I'll have to look together. If I'm looking together, my income is between 50 to 1 crore. Surcharge is 10. 10 for both. Therefore, specified is 10. Other is, yes sir. Yes sir. Case scenario number 3. My specified is 15. My other is 170. My total is 185. 185 means 1 crore 85 lakhs. Rahul, my total income is 1 crore 85 lakhs. It is more than 2 crores, less than 2 crores. Therefore, I have to split, not split. Not split. If I am not splitting, falls between 1 crore to 2 crores. If it falls between 1 crore to 2 crores, surcharge rate is 15. 15 for both. 15 for both. Correct. Correct. Case scenario number 4. I'm coming and saying my special is 15. My other is 395. My total becomes 410. My total becomes 410, which means 4 crore 10 lakhs. Income is more than 2 crores. Therefore, surcharge will enhance. If the surcharge is enhancing, I will split. Special will become 15. Others will become standalone 3 crore 95. Standalone 3 crore 95 is between 2 to 5. Therefore 25. Correct. Correct. People, if you have a doubt, let me know. Yes, this is important. Don't miss it out. Don't miss it out. This is an hidden adjustment. It's an hidden adjustment. Be very careful about it. Case scenario number 3. I'm coming and saying, Rahul, my special is 15. My other is 565. My total becomes 580. Income is 5 crore 80. Surcharge will be split. Special will become 15. Others will become 37. Yes. Case scenario number F. I'm telling my special is 60, my other is 30, my total is 90. My total is 90. It is 90 lakhs. Income is below 2 crores. Therefore, check together. If you're checking together, income is between 50 to 1 crore. Therefore, surcharge is 10% for both. G column. I'm coming and saying my special is 60, my other is 125, my total is 185. 1 crore 85. Split not required. Therefore, surcharge will become 15 for both. H1. My special is 60, my other is 350, my total becomes 410. My total becomes 410. 4 crore 10 lakhs. Income will be split. Special will become 15. Others will become, yes, no, 2 to 5. Next, my I is 60, my others is 520, my total becomes 580. 5 crore 80. Therefore, split. Special becomes 15. Other becomes 37. Yes or no? Yes. For all those people, please understand, I am doing as per alternate regime. If it was default regime, 37 will convert to 25. 37 will convert to 25. I am doing alternate regime right now. Yes. Next, I am in J column. J is coming and saying my special is 130, my total is 185. My total is 185, which means my total income is 1 crore 85. Income will be checked together. Income will be checked together. Checked together. Income is 1 crore 85. Surcharges for. Here is where the game starts. I am saying, Rahul, my total income is 130. Sorry, my special income is 130. My other income is 280. My total becomes 410. My total becomes 410. Income will be split. Special becomes, other becomes 25. More than 2 crores, less than 5 crores. Correct. Correct. J, L column. I am saying 130, 450, 580. My special income is 130. My other income is 450. My total income is 580. Falls between the bracket of above 5 crores, 37. Therefore, income will be split. Special becomes, other becomes 37. No. Hey, total is more than 5 crores.
This is becoming more than 5.
The other income is becoming more than 5 crores only because of special. Therefore, you look standalone basis. If you look at it at a standalone basis, it becomes 25 becomes 25. Clear, clear, clear. Yes. Question number M. I am saying my special is 220, my others is 190, my total becomes 410. My total is 410, meaning I have to split. Special becomes 15, other becomes, sure, because it is more than 2 crores on total income level, but on a standalone level it is less than 2 crores, therefore it becomes 15. Correct. Last two. I am saying, Rahul, my special income is 220, my other income is 360, my total becomes 580. I will split. If I am splitting, special becomes, other becomes, even though more than 5, because I cannot give an impact to my other income because of this. Look at the last one. Think about it before you answer. Don't jump. Look at the last one. The last one comes and says my special income is 5 crore 25. My other income is 55. My total becomes 5 crore 80. I have to split. If I am splitting, my special becomes 15. My other becomes,
Because when we attach these poly and then that's why we are 15.
take a guess. 10, because it falls between 50 to 1 lakh. Huh? Same answer is 15. Why?
Problem was with the enhanced.
Understand, people, at the end of the day the person earned how much? 5 crores, which means the person was rich only. If you were not giving this provision also, had 2019 not made an amendment, you would have anyway collected 15 on both. Yes or no? Had 2019 not made an amendment also, you would have minimum collected 15 on both. Just because amendment has come, can you come down to 10? No, you can't. Imagine if I don't put it as 55, I put it as 5. You are telling me, Rahul, the income is 5 lakhs now. Can you come and say surcharge becomes 0? Why? Hey, person is rich only. Yes or no? Can you come and say, Rahul, on a standalone basis, my income is 5 lakhs, therefore the person is poor? Solomodima. Can I come and say, same person, capital gains kaga he is rich, but PGBP kaga he is poor? Possible, not possible? Not possible. Understand, income tax had a problem only with you having a enhanced surcharge. They did not come and say, I will reduce your normal surcharge itself, which means bare minimum you have to pay 15. Correct, not correct? Yes or no? Hey, think about this question. Where is it? Think about H column. I am coming and saying, Rahul, my LTCG is 60 lakhs. My other income is 350. Now for other income you told 25, but LTCG standalone basis, how much is the income? 60 lakhs. Up it is falling between 50 lakhs to 1 crore. You should have told me 10%, no? Why do you tell me 15? You should have told me 10% only, no? Why do you tell me 15 for this? Because income tax comes and says minimum I want 15. The moment you go above 2 crores, you cannot come down to 10 or 5. 10. You cannot come down to 10 just because you are saying you are having a split. Hey, you are splitting only for the purpose of reducing your surcharge. Does not mean you reduce it below 15 itself. You have to minimum collect 15%. Correct, not correct? Correct, not correct? Yes. The last one is extremely important. None of the else come in exam. The last one comes in exam. The last one is what they'll correctly test in exam, because they will know everyone will put 10 only there. Yes or no? Don't make the mistake, people. Please understand, bare minimum you have to collect 15. You cannot collect anything lesser than 15. Which is what I came and told you. The moment you have an income, ask yourself if the income is more than 2 crores or less than 2 crores. If the income is less than 2 crores, you will come and say, take everything together. In that case, surcharge will be either 0 or 10 or 15, because it can fall between 0 to 50 lakhs to 1 crore, or 1 crore to 2 crores. But if I'm saying your total income is above 2 crores, then you will split. When you split, special becomes always 15. Special becomes always 15. Others you will come and say, Rahul, if it is more than 2 crores, 25, more than 5 crores, 37, lesser than 2 crores, minimum 15. Lesser than 2 crores, minimum 15. Don't come down to 10 and 0. Don't come down to 10 and 0. Correct, not correct? Correct, not correct? Yes. How Rahul income tax justified it? Income tax came and told, the line which I came and told you, it said total income. What did it say? Understand the last scenario which I gave. Is it falling any of the four? Is it falling in any of the four? I told last scenario what is happening. My total income is 5 crore 80. My total income is 5 crore 80, but my other income is 55. Is it falling in first bracket? No. Is it falling in second bracket? Third bracket? Fourth bracket? No. Because understand, third bracket says excluding should be more than 2 crores. My excluding is 55 lakhs. My excluding is 55 lakhs. So is it falling in third? Is it falling in fourth? No. Income tax came and said, okay, total income including 112A, 111A, 112 and dividends, which is not covered above, which is more than 2 crores, but not covered above. More than 2 crores, but not covered above. Understand, I am telling you, Rahul, if my total income, including everything, how much is my total income including everything? 5 crore 80. Is it more than 2 crores? Yes, but is it falling in any of the two? No. In that case, they came and said surcharge becomes 15 for all. Surcharge becomes 15 for all. One of the most worst English they have written in income tax. Yes, no one understands. It's like for 4 lines it is including, and suddenly 2 lines it is excluding. In the last line they come and say not covered above. Not covered above. What are they trying to tell? Very simply is that, Rahul, if your standalone income is less than 2 crores, it does not mean that you will come down to 10% or 5%. It means that you will still remain at 15%. You will still remain at 15%. Are you clear? Are you clear? Any doubts? Good to go. Good to go. Question number 5. Question number 5. Compute tax for Mr. A. Compute tax for Mr. A. Age 44. Compute tax for Mr. A. Age 44. Alternate tax regime. Alternate tax regime having total income of, alternate tax regime having total income of PGBP 3 crore 80 lakhs. PGBP is 3 crore 80 lakhs. Dividends 1 crore 90 lakhs. Dividends 1 crore 90 lakhs. LTCG under section 112A. LTCG under section 112A post 23rd July. Post 23rd July. 1 crore 28 lakhs. 1 crore 28 lakhs. Yes, this is question number 5. Question number 5. What is the incomes? PGBP is 3.8 crores. Dividend is 1.9 crores. 1 LTCG under section 112A is 1.25 crores. 28 crores. Acha. 1.28 crores. People, what is the first step to always approach a question like this? Always total the income first. Always total the income first. Find out what is the total income. 5 crore income को 24 lakhs tax on. 232. 'Quick people, quick, quick, quick. Two to 5. 2 4. Okay. Two 7 9 5 9 9 1 0. The best thing about doing a CA is that when you have 10 CAs, no 10 CAs will give different answers. And then you have to decide which CA is doing the right job. தெரியுது அப்படியே. If you could have given me 24 lakhs for my 5 crore income, I would have come to you first. Ramana was under confidence, sir. Ramana was under confidence. Everyone else is useless. Now 24 lakhs la pani tara avanukku. Finish people on the back. दिशा देखने से कुछ नहीं होगा. जो नहीं आया वो नहीं आया, बस खत्म. If you didn't get it in the first go, you're never getting it. पतिया. Might as well delete everything off.
2 4 6 8 7 6 8 0.
2 4 6 8 7. Okay.
Sir, correct தான் சொல்லிருக்காங்க. நீங்க சொன்ன ஒரு நம்பர் தப்பா இருக்கு. ஒரு நம்பர் குறைச்சு சொல்லுங்க.
நீ என்ன சொன்னாலும் நான் காசு பே பண்ணும்போது எனக்கு பிரச்சனை ஆச்சுல.
2 crores. 2 crores 46 lakhs. 87,000. First while telling you the number, I missed 6.
Finish. दिशा कहाँ अटक गए? छोड़ दो, सीए नहीं चाहिए. Where are you? Okay, you have a very good question. I'm not answering it. Monica, where are you stuck? कौन सा वाला? ஓ மா டேய் இருக்கதே 2 கோடியே தப்பா இருந்தது. 3 2 3. ஐயோ. People on the back. You will have to speak as if I can hear. 229 24330. Okay, the one on the next. Not able to do. Where are you stuck? You want the rate or what? Shall we do it, people? What is the total income? Hey, pada. What is the total income, people? 6 crore 98 lakhs. I forgot how many zeros. One more. Which one should I remove? 246. 23304 680. You are still on that number.
The second one.
Sorry, whatever. It's okay. 6 crore 98 lakhs. 6 crore 98 lakhs. This is what your income is. Yes or no? Yes. Shh. People, this is what your income is. What will I do? I will come and say that, Rahul, because my income is more than 5 crores, I will have to split. If I'm splitting, I know that my tax rate on PGBP is slab. My dividend is also slab. My LTCG is how much? 12.5 in excess of 1.25 lakhs. This is my tax. But I also need to know what is my surcharge. My surcharge on PGBP is 25. My surcharge on dividends is 15. Hey, Archiranda. LTCG is 15. Now here is where a problem is. This is what Tisha is stuck on, I'm assuming. When you're looking at dividend income, what is happening? Dividend is at slab, but with 15. And PGBP is at slab, but with 25. Now the problem is, for your alternate tax regime, for the first 10 lakh rupees, you have 1,12,500. Everything else is 30%. Now here is where the question is, Rahul, that first 10 lakhs which you have, do you give it to PGBP? Do you give it to dividends? Or do you give it to both? Or you give each one? Can you give 10 lakhs separately to PGBP and 10 lakhs separately to dividends? Can you give it? No, because understand, for the whole slab income, you'll do 10 lakhs. For the whole slab income, you'll have to do 10 lakhs. Correct, not correct? Which means now you need to decide, Rahul, what to do with the 10 lakhs. Will I give it to PGBP or will I give it to dividends? Because my tax will change. Now here is where the question is it given in the act how to do? No. Which means you need to do whichever is beneficial. Ask yourself a simple question. Rahul, the 10 lakhs will have a tax of 1,12,500. If I give the 10 lakhs to PGBP, my surcharge will be 25. Yes or no? Whereas if I give the 10 lakhs to dividends, the surcharge on that will be 15. Yes or no? Yes. Now understand, you should not look at from the perspective of the 10 lakhs. Look at what happens to the other 10 lakhs. If I give 10 lakhs to PGBP, then dividends order 10 lakhs will become taxable at 30%. Correct, not correct? I have an option. Both the incomes have 10 lakhs. Either this income will get slab or this income will get slab. Correct? Now, if I give the 10 lakh slab to PGBP, dividend gets a tax of 30% with a surcharge of 15%. But if I give the 10 lakhs to dividends, then PGBP gets a slab of 30% with a surcharge of 25. Who will pay more tax? PGBP will pay more tax. So it is better to keep the 10 lakhs in PGBP. If I'm going to keep the 10 lakhs in PGBP, dividends will become taxable at 30%, which means now I know my tax is not slab, my tax is. Now can you do it? Go ahead. My PGBP will be done at slab model, which means I'm coming and saying for the first 10 lakh rupees, I will tax 1,12,500. For the balance 3.7 crores, I will tax at the rate of 30%. Number becomes 1 crore 11 lakhs. Hey, correcta. Yes. Then total is 112,12500. This is my basic tax. On this, I will add surcharge at the rate of 25%. Number is 2803 125. 2803 125 is your first. This is my normal incomes. Comes to my specified incomes. What are my specified incomes, Rahul? Dividends. How much is the income? It is 1.9 crores. I have already decided I will tax it at the rate of 30%. My number becomes 57 lakhs. Then I have my LTCG under section 112A. How much was my income? 1.28 crores. 1 crore 28 lakhs, in which I will remove 1 lakh 25,000, which means my income becomes 1 crore 26 lakh 75,000 at the rate of 12.5%. Number becomes 58 158 4375. I'll add both the numbers. 7 2. This is 15 lakhs or 1 crore 58 lakhs? Acha, okay, sorry. Number is 72 lakhs 84,375. On this, I will levy a surcharge at the rate of 15%. Number becomes 1092 656. Total becomes 83 77 031. I have both my numbers. Add the number. What is the total of this number? One 500 plus 25%. Number is 140156. Add these two numbers. 23288. Add cess at the rate of 4%. Number becomes 895 706. Total becomes 2. What the hell? So 232888360 is the right answer. 233046110.
Second one is correct. That's 125 125.
22524610. Why? Is that the answer? What is 2252460? Who got that number? This was the old number, is it? Acha, take old number. 323 is because you put surcharge on income. Crime. 2292430. What did you do? Acha, you got everything else right. You should have got more, no? Oh, you calculate 10%. That's why. I told post 23rd July, right? Please bear these things in mind, people. For those who have made mistakes, you can make a note on the bottom. You can come and say, since. Hey, first note down. For those who have not completed it, note it down. Complete the question. Complete the question. Yes. Make a note. Since both PGBP and dividends. Since both PGBP and dividends have the same slab are both liable for a same slab but are taxable at a different surcharge rates. But are taxable at different surcharge rates. But are taxable at different surcharge rates. It is beneficial to. It is beneficial to tax the whole of the dividends. It is beneficial to tax the whole of the dividends at 30%. It is beneficial to tax the whole of the dividends at 30% while granting the benefit of the first 10 lakhs. While granting the benefit of the first 10 lakhs to PGBP. While granting the benefit of the first 10 lakhs to PGBP since dividend carries a lower surcharge rate. Since dividend carries a lower surcharge rate. Since dividend carries a lower surcharge rate. Clear? Clear? Yes. For those who are feeling confident, homework question for you. For those who are feeling confident, homework question for you. You will have to rework this question where the PGBP is 5 crore 2 lakhs. Yes, I want it in tomorrow's class. Rework the question if the PGBP is 5 crore 2 lakhs. It's 5.02 crores. Everything else remains the same. Everything else remains the same. Yes, you will have to recompute if it's 5 crore 2 lakhs, everything else will remain the same. Please bring the answer for tomorrow's class. Yes, 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 great. Just to clarify people, all the questions which we did right now are all complicated level questions. Yes, these are not the kind of questions which come for exam. Yes, because there are a lot of room for interpretation here. We have tried to answer those kind of questions which normally happens in a practical world, meaning a case where things are going south, where a provision is not clarified in the income tax, and therefore you're trying to find better answers. Yes, those are the kind of questions we have done in today's class. None of the questions are being tested in exam, because in exam they'll give you very simple straightforward questions. They'll give you the number, they'll give you tax rate, that's all. They'll not give you interpretational questions where dividend la indirukana enna panano, LTCG la rendu LTCG kudutittu enna panano. Those kind of questions will not come for your exams. Those are all very simple straightforward questions. We have tested the highest of the peaks, so that when you go for your exams you think everything else is cheaper and easier. Yes, that is what the whole idea premise is. In tomorrow's class also we'll continue this. We'll continue some more tricky questions. I'll give you some more adjustments. I have some more questions in mind. So we'll have all those questions also done in tomorrow's class, so that you become confident on what the taxes are. I am not giving you basic questions, people. You're past that. Yes, you have come from a position where you have already somehow cleared inter. So I've already come past that position. I do not want to give you simple questions. Somehow is the right word. Yes, so I do not want to give you basic level questions. We are tackling the biggest of the questions so that you answer everything else on the simpler front. Yes, take this question, solve it and come back from your home. Just to clarify, it's not an easy question. In case you're thinking it's easy, it's not easy. Yes, there is something hidden in it. You don't know it. You don't know it. Figure it out and then you'll come back. Figure it out and come back. We'll discuss in tomorrow's class. Yes or no? Yes or no? Great. In tomorrow's class, we'll be doing a few more questions relating to LTC, relating to individuals. I'll give you what is the provisions relating to special tax rates. Yes, all your LTCG, unexplained income and all those things, we'll do that. Then we'll move on to companies. We'll discuss about company tax rates from normal regime and special regime. And with that, we'll go on to the smaller topics called agriculture, unexplained income in the following class, in the following Saturday's class. Leaving up and completing it, going back to Sunday, where we'll be doing financial statement reviews. We'll be doing financial statements review. Just a small, I'll stop the recording, then we'll ask that. Yes, thank you people, have a good day.